Hi everybody. So I just wanted to talk about the logical fallacy of negative emotions, negative feelings, and how they are circular and how they defy normal logic. And the idea is that this is supposed to help with using the logical mind to not reinforce negative thinking and thereby negative feelings. So the perspective that I would like to go at it in this video is that the mind basically makes a sales pitch. It tries out what type of demand there is for its supply by giving you or giving me a negative thought. So the mind might say, we don't have enough money, this is something to worry about. And then I can either kind of thank the mind and think, have different thoughts or no thoughts or little thoughts, or I can go, wow, this is something to worry about. And then the mind goes, well, in order for me to help you solve this problem, you have to be aware of this problem. And the only way to be aware of this problem is repeat this thought and this worry over and over and over again. Every time you think this thought, I don't have enough money, this is something to worry about, then you are aware of this problem. If you don't think this thought, you are not aware of this problem, and therefore we are not motivated to solve this problem. And so, if you want to buy into this thought, please repeat it over and over again. And then I go, oh wow, I really want to solve this problem. I guess I repeat it over and over again. And then what happens is this thought creates a negative feeling. And then this feeling basically says, look at me. It makes no logical sense for me to be there if I do not represent reality. So I go, oh my God, this negative feeling is the proof that my initial thought, I don't have enough money, this is something to worry about, is true. So then the thought creates the feeling, and then the feeling reinforces the validity of the thought. And this is very normal, I would say, for me and in my estimation for a lot of people to do exactly that. Now we can go about a lot of routes to solve this or make this better. But in this video, I want to talk about how logic helps, or how logic has a problem with this idea, because logic tries to take everything take it as it is and then go as far as it can with the idea. So why I would say this is a little bit illogical is that if I go and I go to somebody I trust and I say, I have a worry, I don't have enough money, this is something to worry about, I feel bad, can you help me? And then the person talks about how I have so much abundance in my life, how in the future there's potential for me to have money. And then I feel better. but this doesn't make sense because the feeling represented reality. The feeling that I felt bad was the proof that the thought, I don't have enough money, this is something to worry about, is true. Now, if I feel better, that would then mean that I have more money than before, which I don't. I just talked to a friend about it and now I feel better. So then feelings don't represent reality. So then feelings aren't proof of anything being a certain way. So this is the first problem when you apply logic to negative feelings and negative thoughts. The second thing logic would say is that, okay, if we have to repeat the thought, I don't have enough money, this is something to worry about, because otherwise we lose track of the problem and can't solve the problem, and the problem needs to be solved, then we at the same time have to also repeat other negative thoughts, because we do not just don't have enough money, we also have a lot of other things not enough. Maybe we don't have enough time, maybe there's war somewhere in the world, maybe the weather is bad or whatever. Maybe I'm a little sick. So there's a lot of problems. So then we have to think of all of the problems at the same time, because otherwise we won't do it justice. It's not fair to just think of one problem. If this is the case that we always have to think of problems, then we have to think of all the problems. But in my experience, the human mind is not capable of thinking too many negative thoughts at a time. Like, we can't be aware of a lot of problems. We are mostly aware of one problem, which is the main problem, and then sometimes we are aware of a second problem. But even when we come to a third problem, it's hard, because the first one or two problems already occupy most of our awareness. So then this formula doesn't even work, right? Because if we can't do it properly, then it's not a correct assumption that we always have to think of our problems in order to solve them, and right? So I mean, this is a little bit nerdy maybe, but I'm a logical person. I like to think things through, and I enjoy the fact that logic and thinking about stuff helps me see through certain fallacies or false assumptions, especially when these assumptions make me feel bad. So